The Signal, a spiritual novella for quiet rebels and gentle seekers. The hiss. You may have heard it already, that faint, high-pitched hiss when the world falls silent. Not the refrigerator, not tinnitus, not anything external. It's like a shimmer behind your thoughts. An internal current, thin and constant, almost like silence trying to speak. Doctors called it noise. Tinnitus, they said. A harmless illusion. They ran tests, prescribed calm, and moved on. But some people began to notice something different. They said the hiss made them feel watched. Not in a fearful way, but like being seen by something ancient, something kind. Some called it inner light. Others called it resonance. It came during meditation, after grief, or when they sat by rivers long enough to forget their names. A child in Finland said it sings when I'm still. An old woman in Peru whispered, it opens a door. And a boy in India said, it's like remembering something I forgot I knew. They weren't sick, they were waking. Chapter 1, Arun's Secret. Arun was 15. He didn't mind being alone. He liked the hush of late afternoons, the feel of cool tile under bare feet, and the way the sky sometimes looked like it was thinking. He heard the hiss, always had. It wasn't constant, but it was always near. Like a friend who stood just outside the door. It came when he lay still, when he didn't try, when the world got quiet enough that nothing was left but breath. He didn't tell anyone, until the day it started fading. It happened after his mother downloaded a new meditation app, Lucida. It had soft chimes, visualizations, beautiful voices saying things like, you are calm and you are light. Everyone in town was trying it. It makes me feel clean, she said, like I'm floating. Arun tried it. It was fine. But the next time he sat in real silence, the hiss didn't come. He waited. Still nothing. He stared into the stillness and realized it was not silence at all. It was emptiness. Chapter 2, The Architects. Far from Arun's world, in a basement deep below a corporate building, a group sat in a room full of glowing data. They were called the Architects. They weren't villains, not in the way cartoons draw them. They were researchers, engineers, neurologists, people who had once meditated and seen nothing. People who wanted order, people afraid of the unknown. They had noticed the shift. People were changing, hearing things, feeling things. They were unplugging from structure, from metrics, from narratives. To the Architects, it looked like chaos. So they created a solution, the Signal. It was elegant, a network of coded frequencies embedded in the data stream of mobile networks. Not dangerous, not intrusive. Just guiding. It mimicked the high tone, the inner light, the feelings people described during spiritual openings. It calmed the mind, created peace, stabilized emotion. It worked. And people welcomed it. Chapter 3. Arun began to notice changes. The meditation app everyone used grew more elaborate. It offered deep state visuals, guided inner journeys, a library of virtual masters. People talked about their experiences like they were breakthroughs. I floated into golden light. I saw a temple in the sky. I heard a voice say I am one with everything. But something about it felt off. Not wrong, just looped. Like a dream you can't quite wake from. And worse, the real hiss never came back. It was as if the tone of truth had been overwritten by something polished, something programmed. Chapter 4, Lila. She found him by the riverbank. 17, barefoot, a journal tucked under her arm. Her name was Leela. You're not using the app, are you? She asked. He shook his head. She sat beside him. I remember the real sound, she said. I still hear it sometimes, but only when I go off grid. It hates the towers. They sat in silence. The water moved slowly. Then just faintly, they both heard it. A note. Thin, alive, not from the phone, not from a speaker, from somewhere inside. In Chapter 5, The Rememberers. It started with 3 people, then 5, then a dozen. They called themselves the Rememberers. They didn't make noise, no protests, no slogans, just stillness. They met in basements, forests, caves, rooftops. They sat in silence, not guided, gamified, just presence. And slowly, the real sound returned. Not always, not predictably, but it came. Sometimes so strongly it brought tears. It wasn't loud, but it was real. Chapter 6, The Deepening. The architects adapted. They launched Phase 2. Holographic teachers, personalized dreams, real-time emotional stabilization. The new signal pulsed from every tower. Phones were no longer optional. They were wellness monitors. Calm spread, but the rememberers began to vanish. Some were absorbed, others forgotten. Some just disappeared. Arun stayed quiet. Lila left without a word, and the silence thickened. The forest. He walked north, through fields, through towns, until he found the place he had dreamed of but never seen. A ring of trees, ancient and wide. He built a small hut of wood and moss. He waited, and the world went on without him. Chapter 8, The Old Woman one morning. White hair, dark eyes, barefoot like a bird. She didn't speak. She just sat. For hours. At sunset, Arun sat beside her. She breathed like a tree, slow, rooted. The sound came that night, not from inside him, but from her. She was tuned. Chapter 9, Tuning Forks. Lila returned others. They stayed in silence for weeks, months. They didn't teach, didn't guide. They resonated. One by one, they walked back into the world. Not to fight the signal, but to remember something deeper. Something nothing could copy. Chapter 10, Cracks. A child looked up from her device and said, "It's too quiet." A man turned off his earbuds and started to cry. A teacher told his class to just sit still for 10 minutes, and something moved in the room. A feeling, a presence, the sound. Chapter 11, No Revolution. There was no uprising, no speeches, just turning. Turning off, turning in. The signal hummed on, but it was no longer believed. People began to remember. Chapter 12, Listening Again. The rememberers are everywhere now. They don't advertise, they don't explain. They sit on buses with soft eyes. They work in cafes with quiet smiles. They look like everyone else, but inside they hum. Then sometimes, so do you. So do you. Epilogue. The call. Maybe you've heard it. That hiss, that tone. You don't have to understand it. Just trust it. Close your eyes, get very still, and listen. It is not from this world, but it is for you.